What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders for Wednesday, January 20th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all of our other content goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman so you can get updates to these sim results as we get closer to lock. And finally, let me know in the comments section who are your favorite options on DraftKings for tonight. We're rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Cam Johnson, Naz Reid, Christian Wood, Luka Doncic, and Dwayne Bacon on the outside looking in. Who will be the top 5 plays of the day? It is time to find out. All right, first up, we're looking number 5, Anthony Edwards, shooting guard, small forward eligibility. That is my favorite combo because you get the most amount of positions to enter someone into. Shooting guard, small forward, guard forward, and utility. 5 of the 8. That's nuts. He's 4,500, projected for 24. The goal is about 38, and he's in the optimal lineup 15% of the time. He's going to play about 28 minutes. Above average usage. It's mostly scoring right now, 24, 4, and 2.5. You're hoping that he gets a little hot. I'm not all that worried about taking on Orlando. This seems like a pretty good spot for Edwards. He's like a 0.85 fantasy point per minute guy, but his value is in his positionality. The minutes seem safe, and the fact that you can use him pretty much everywhere makes him incredibly valuable to me, particularly if he has a big day. If he has a day where he goes for 34 or 35, his value is tremendously higher because you can move him around in your lineup. So take the functionality from Anthony Edwards, my number 5 contender. At number 4, we're going Aaron Gordon. I don't understand this, but he's point guard, small forward eligible. I don't understand at all, but again, incredible functionality. 7,400, projected for 39, goals 48. He's doing the goal and the optimal lineup 17% of the time. Big time usage bump, 33 minutes, 19.7 and 5.5 as a baseline projection. He's been handling the ball a lot more. Normally he's like a just north of 1 fantasy point per minute guy. In this case, he's like 1.2. Taking on a terrible Minnesota team in a pace up spot. I can't find anything that is not awesome for Aaron Gordon tonight, whether it's being guard forward eligible, the increased use, all the injuries, everything is pointing to Aaron Gordon being one of the best plays on the slate, whether that's DraftKings or on FanDuel. Next up, number 3, we're going Ja Morant, point guard eligibility, 7,300, projected for 40. You're looking for 47.5. He's hitting that goal 21% of the time. He's in the optimal 18% of the time. Came right out of the gate, played big minutes, so I'm happy to give him 34 here. Major usage bump so far this season. I've got him at 29%. We're talking 22 points, 7 assists, 4.5 rebounds, just shy of 1.2 fantasy points per minute. Taking on a Portland team that's kind of looking rough. When you don't have Jusuf Nurkic out there, the defense is going to change. Enes Kanter not going to get that rim protection done, that's for sure. No CJ. It's opening things up a little bit for Ja, and I love it. 7,300 is not a price tag that he is going to have for much longer. Now that he is back, I'm expecting Ja Morant to end up being like an 8K point guard. You want to get in now while he's cheaper than he should be, and I expect a big day. If he and Dame start playing off each other, I think you can need both guys, so pay close attention to this game and to Ja Morant as my number 3 contender. Another guy from Orlando benefiting greatly from all of the injuries. Number 2, NIKOLA VUCEVIC, center eligible, 8,600, projected for 51 fantasy points. The goal is 52. Yeah, exactly. He hits that goal 45% of the time. He's only in the optimal 26% of the time. Now you can see that's a monster increase over Ja Morant, but it's still a relatively low number because he's only center eligible. You don't have as much flexibility with Vooch, but 34 minutes. He's basically a 1.5 fantasy point per minute guy with all of these injuries. 30% usage, 26 and 12 as a baseline projection. And again, taking on a Minnesota team that can't stop him. He is going to eat Naz Reid alive. He's going to eat every other one of these fake centers alive, no matter who it is. McDaniels, Ed Davis. Vooch is going to beast tonight. 8,600 looks like a perfectly fine price tag for someone with his increased usage rate. He is my number 2 contender. Not enough to get to number 1. And I'll tell you this much. If you guys can guess my number 1 contender, I will be surprised because you're not going to be on this one. But before we get to that number 1 contender, one last reminder, hit that thumbs up. It helps me out a ton. Subscribe to the channel. It helps our channel out a ton. We're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by the Super Bowl. Finally, follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. You don't want to miss these updates. I will be back dropping these updates at 6 p.m. Eastern time tonight. Took a couple days off, had to recharge the batteries a bit, but we're back and better than ever. The number one contender of the day. Is this who you guessed? Xavier Tillman gets some. Power forward center eligibility. That is a big piece of this. He's 3,500, picked up the start their last time out. Joval out again. They kind of just need him to fill some minutes. Projected him for 24. The goal is 34. He's in the optimal lineup 28% of the time. I'm giving him 28 minutes, reduced usage 17%. So instead of him being a 1 fantasy point per minute guy, I'm projecting him at 0.85. And that still puts him at number one. 10-5 is the baseline, taken on Portland. It's a really nice matchup for him because Enes Kanter is not going to put up very much of a defensive fight. I love the idea of getting to Tillman as a value play. If value opens up, he will immediately come down, but because he has that forward eligibility, he'll work just a little bit better than others. Getting him at forward or center, super helpful. So it's not like you're expecting a 60-point fantasy day, but if Xavier Tillman can get north of 30, you're going to have to pay close attention to him. If he goes to 34 and hits that GPP goal, you're going to want some Xavier Tillman in his life. So Xavier. I almost said Xavier. That would be a different person. It's not important. Xavier Tillman, the number one contender for Wednesday's slate. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders for Wednesday, January 20th. I will be back again tomorrow morning with another edition of the contenders. So good luck tonight, and I'll catch you guys in the morning.